ngrok's endpoint pooling is the most dead simple load balancer you will ever use because it lets you distribute traffic between replicas of a service in as little as 2 commands. Let me show you how that works. I have 2 replicas of a very basic Node.js service running on 2 different VMs here. I can create 2 agent endpoints using the ngrok CLI, both on the same URL and both with pooling enabled. When I curl that endpoint a couple times, you'll pretty quickly see that load balancing is active. The pool is alive and well. Pooling doesn't just work with the agent CLI, but also our SDKs and even in Kubernetes with our Kubernetes operator. So let's say I want to deploy some replicas to Kubernetes clusters. I have a simple ingress resource here that defines the URL that I want to make my Kubernetes services available on, connects to the services themselves, and with an annotation enables pooling. Now I can go ahead and apply this ingress resource to a Kubernetes cluster running in EKS. I could also do the same thing, run with the same ingress on another cluster running in LKE. If I go back to curl and hit this endpoint a couple of times, you will see that we are now load balancing across 4 different replicas using 2 different form factors of ngrok and at least 3 different production environments. You can also remove endpoints from a pool just as easily as you add them by closing the agent however you created that endpoint. And if I go back to curl this endpoint a couple more times, you will see that it has gracefully and automatically removed them from the pool. This also works great for failover if a service crashes for any reason. Endpoint pooling is so dead simple because it simply doesn't work the same way as other load balancers you've dealt with in the past. First, you don't have to provision any extra infrastructure, and you don't have to manually add your replicas to your load balancer based on where they live in your network. Second, speaking of networks, endpoint pooling works no matter what network you want to run on. That could be different clouds, different environments, or no cloud at all. It just works wherever ngrok itself does. All you have to do is add more endpoints to the same URL. Endpoint pooling is just one of the ways that we at ngrok try to make doing networking the right way also the easy way. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you out in the pool.